I was watching some of the other top 10 life lessons, and I just really thought that this channel needed some grump and frump. Everyone looking cute with their cutesy life lessons, like laugh. What? Forget it. These are my life rules. Number one is don't lend anybody money. I don't care if it's somebody you know. I don't care if it's a family member of somebody that you know. I don't care. Just don't do it. But in all seriousness, one thing I can say, don't lend money that you can't afford to never see again. That really is kind of a true life lesson that I've learned. Because, I'm generous. Sometimes the payment is expected, like repayment for something. Like, you're buying this with this money. It's like giving them the money, but then you don't get anything. It's like, that happens too. Be wary of everybody. I don't care if you're in line at the grocery store. That brings me to my second point. Don't trust anybody. I've calculated it scientifically, and there is an 83% chance that somebody's going to disappoint you. Say they're going to do something they're not going to do. The person may seem like a good person, but don't be fooled, it's a mask. And you know what's underneath the mask? An ass hat. Now, I was watching Megan Tonjes's top 10 life lessons, and one of them was to get lost. Now, I do not recommend getting lost ever. You know what happens when you get lost? You frenzy and you panic. You waste gas. You waste hours. Say you're in point A and you need to get to point B, and then you somehow get lost. So in all that time that you're having fun because you're lost and isn't it exciting, you just wasted a crap ton of time. Read the directions. Listen to somebody who's maybe more knowledgeable than you are. Ask for directions if necessary. Jesus. Another life lesson that I've learned is to run your mouth. How are people supposed to know that they're an asshat if nobody's telling them that they're being an asshat, or if they haven't heard from somebody else that somebody else, yourself, is running your mouth? And then because of you running your mouth, that may solve their asshattery. Or it might make them pissed and then never want to talk to you again, but you know what, whatever, they're an asshat. That's the entire reason why you're running your mouth to begin with. And that brings me to my fifth point. Just don't give a crap. If you're concerned that blah 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 thinks you're a bitch because of blah blah blah, but you can only guess because they're being passive aggressive and stupid and they won't actually say anything to you, they're whatever. If you know as a person that you are not an asshat and that you're a good person, but somebody's saying that you're not a good person, or that you're fat or stupid, or whatever people are saying about you that might be true, frankly. Just don't give a crap. Just only give a crap when it benefits you. If it's convenient to give a crap, then you can give a crap. You know what I'm saying? Megan also ranted that we should be choosy with our friends, that we try to be good people and we should associate ourselves with people that are also good people. I think that in friends and relationships, you should take what you can get and settle. Just settle because you're not going to do any better and you don't want to be alone. You don't have anybody to run your mouth about. Please don't overpluck your eyebrows. If you're feeling lazy and maybe you don't feel like plucking your eyebrows, I feel like that would look better than somebody who plucked their eyebrows to all hell. You know the people I'm talking about. Huge gap right here. Their eyebrow starts like right there. And then with this little half an inch eyebrow, they try to make an arch and it just looks so bad. Or the people with the candy cane hooks. Next, I think people should really spend more time fretting and overthinking. Because if you don't fret and obsess over details, then maybe a detail will be glossed over. I tell you, like, people give neurotic people a hard time, but it's the neurotic people that keep the world going round. Let's say the clock was feeling lazy, and the clock was like, nah, I don't feel like ticking or talking. And then time stops. And then everything's like, they're all thrown off. That's what I'm talking about. Like, you need to fret. You need to obsess. Down to the smallest detail. If you're on AIM talking to somebody, especially a guy that you like, you need to fret and overthink about what color your font is. And you also need to be very careful about what you type in caps, because you don't want him to think that you're obnoxious. These are all things that you need to obsess about. Speaking of fretting and obsessing, another thing that I highly recommend is maybe you're feeling a little sick, Google your symptoms. Because, oh yeah, sure, it's unlikely that you have cancer, internal bleeding, an infection on the inside that you can see. The only way that you'll know is if you Google your symptoms, and then you need to worry, and then you need to bring printouts to the doctor and be like, do I have these conditions? You never know what kind of serious condition is lurking underneath your skin. And I would recommend, you want to be prepared. WebMD.com. Highly recommend it. And lastly, this is extremely serious. I'm gonna lean in. Very seriously, I want to say, don't take anything seriously.